So we are on our way to Sagam Datublasing Suwak, and at this point in time, let us see and savor the beauty of this place. Let's discover Sagam. Right, so what's it? Alright guys, so we are now on our way to Sagam. Kasi nga, we will be having our island hopping, and we're gonna see yung place na na-feature sa KMJS, yung taong di nabubulok, or yung si Cristo one. So we are now in Tran River. This is Tran Libak, so see you around, and you're gonna see what will happen next on this boat. So keep watching. Goodbye.
Actually, itong Task Force Zero Hunger, binuo natin to panlaban kontra gutom. At nagsanib puwersa ngayon ng gobyerno, pati ang pribadong sektor sa ilalim ng Pilipinas kontra gutom. Malawak yung problema ng gutom. Kailangan na natin tulungan yung mga magsasaka, mga mangingisda, mga batang musmos, mga buntis na nanay para sa sustansya at tamang pagkain. Sa lahat na gustong tumulong, pwede po kayo mag-donate. Laging handa.gov.ph/Pilipinas kontra gutom. Tulungan natin yung mga naghihirap natin mga kabayan.
Meanwhile,
Alright, so good morning. So welcome back after a long vacation. So we are here. We're back with our daily routine, the group reporting. Like what I have mentioned, medyo malapit na yung ating final, so we have to cope with the schedule, no? Anyway, ilang topic na yung naiwan. So as what I have said, we will do the reporting randomly na lang. So kung sinong ready, so yun ang mag-report. No? Kasi nga, if we're going to wait for others, so we will waste time. Like what happened in the past, no? We actually wasted time waiting for the others who are not ready. In fact, may mga ready naman, so we will proceed to those who are ready for their reporting. So ganun yung mangyayari. Okay? So I will share now the link. Kung sino yung mag-report, just click it. So you'll be added on the screen. So I have sent or I have commented the link there. Just click it if you are the reporter. So again, as what I have said, if you find difficulty in preparing for your PowerPoint, you can have it just discuss it here. Just simply discuss it and just simply send your PowerPoint or any visual aid you have after or maybe during or prior to your reporting. So Kent Manlupig, anybody? Sino muna mag-report? Just click the link. Ang link natin andyan sa baba. Click it. Click the link. Sabi ko pag hindi ready, Kent, pwede na mag-proceed sa next reporter. Pag wala. Okay.
So good morning, sir. I'm Jay Angelique from the Scream 1A.
Sige.
Okay na, sir. Pwede ako mag-start?
Yes. Yes, you can. And you may.
Um, so today I'm going to discuss about the 1897 Constitution of Biak na Bato. So on November 1, 1897, the Constitution of Biak na Bato was a provisionary constitution of the Philippine Republic during the Philippine Revolution and was declared by the Philippine Revolutionary Government. So this constitution was the first republic ever declared in the Philippines by by revolutionary leader Emilio Aguinaldo and his fellow revolutionaries. So despite its success, including the establishment of the Philippines' first ever constitution, the republic lasted just over a month. So it was established by an arms agreement signed by Aguinaldo and the Spanish Governor General Fernando Primo de Rivera, which included provision for exile of Aguinaldo to Hong Kong. So there is an agreement between Aguinaldo and the Spanish governor and the Spanish forces that the Spanish government will grant self-rule to the Philippines if Aguinaldo agreed to exile and surrender his arms. In exchange, Aguinaldo will receive 400,000 from the Spanish government and an amnesty. So the initial concept of the republic began during the latter part of the Philippine Revolution when the leader of Katipunan, Emilio Aguinaldo, became surrounded by Spanish forces at his headquarters in Talisay, Batangas. So I'm going to discuss briefly why Aguinaldo take over the seat of Bonifacio to be the leader of Katipunan. So the Katipunan in Cavite had won several battles against the Spaniards, but was split into two functions. Those are Magdalo and the Magdiwang functions. And there was a conference held in 1807 to unite the two functions, but it caused further divisions that lead to the execution of Andres Bonifacio, who was then the leader of Katipunan, and Bonifacio's death passed the control of Katipunan to Emilio Aguinaldo, and that's the reason why Emilio Aguinaldo took over the seat of Andres Bonifacio to be the leader of Katipunan. So Aguinaldo sneaked through the Spanish cordon with 500 picked men, and they went to Biak na Bato at the town of San Miguel, Bulacan. So ang Biak na Bato was a very ideal hideout for Emilio Aguinaldo and his troops because the area had The area had cave network and river systems. In other words, it was very ideal for its natural defensive properties, something that the Katipunan itself cannot create with such few men and materials in their hands. So, um, unable to persuade the revolutionaries to give up their arms, General Primo de Rivera issued a decree on July 2, 1897, which prohibited the inhabitants from leaving their houses, towns, or villages. So, contrary to his expectations, they still continued fighting. Within days, Aguinaldo and his men planned the establishment of the Republic, and Aguinaldo issued a proclamation from his hideout in Biaknabato, entitled "To the Brave Sons of the Philippines." So by the end of 1897, Governor General Primo de Rivera accepted the impossibility of restraining the revolution by force of arms. Desiring to make peace with Aguinaldo, he sent delegates to Aguinaldo seeking for peaceful settlement, but nothing was accomplished until Pedro A. Paterno, a turncoat and a lawyer from Manila, volunteered to to act as a negotiator between Aguinaldo and Governor Primo de Rivera in order to end the clashes. So on August 9, 1897, Paterno proposed a peace based on reforms and amnesty to Aguinaldo. In succeeding months, practicing shadow diplomacy, Paterno traveled back and forth between Manila and Biaknabato, carrying proposals and counter-proposals. So Paterno's effort led to a peace agreement called the Pact of Biaknabato. This consisted of three documents, the first two being signed on December 14, 1897, and the third being signed on December 15, effectively ending the Republic of Biaknabato. Yun lang, sir.
Okay. So, out from your report, what is the most significant part of it wherein you can consider as a milestone in studying Philippine history? Among the dates, the people, the events you have mentioned, what do you think is the most significant part of it? Which do you think could actually contribute in studying Philippine history?
About sa kuha nila, sir, kung sa agreement between Aguinaldo and the Spanish forces, sir, because um um basta di ba there's an agreement between Aguinaldo and the Spanish forces that the Spanish government will grant self-rule to the Philippines. Sir, do amo daw ay wait lang. Yun na, sir, yung ano, sir, yung significance, sir, na um
Because you've mentioned about Katipunan, right? And Katipunan is actually known when it comes to readings in Philippine history, right? Am I right?
yes, sir.
So how is it?
Um, ano ba itong question mo, sir?
What is the most significant part of it? Which do you think? Because you mentioned about dates and we're not actually particular of that, but what we're after of is that what is the most significant part of it? Which do you think could actually contribute in studying Philippine history?
Contribute sa
Maybe you could mention about the Katipunan, right? Because Katipunan is it's actually known when we talk about Philippine history, right? The revolution happened in Katipunan. Who actually count Katipunan? Who's part of it? Something like that. But anyway, it's just you talk so fast. Okay, next time just relax. Okay,
Sorry, sir.
just enjoy every moment and try to consider others. Maybe if they could follow. Okay, just because that's it. No, discussing a topic because this is an informative. When we talk about speech, your report could be considered as informative speech because you are informing them. You're giving them ideas. You're giving them worthwhile information. So just talk naturally. But I guess it's that your normal way of talking.
Yes,
Like,
sir. Definitely, sir.
but I appreciate that you actually use English, even you explain every part of it, and that's what I am looking for. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much, Miss Fernandez. Anyway, your classmate could actually watch it again naman for their reference. Okay.
Okay,
And
sir.
please give them the copy, ha? Would it be okay to give them the copy of your slide or any readings uh, as to your topic, ha? Give them
Apo,
the
sir.
copy. Okay, thank
Yes, sir.
you, Fernandez. Let's give her a virtual applause.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, can we proceed now? Who's the next supporter from your team? All right, thank you so much, Fernandez. Anyway, Miss Fernandez will send us a copy of his report. So the link is there for the next reporter. You could simply click it so you'll be added on the screen, okay? And reminders for the next more reporters, if your topic is quite long, you can simply, summarize it and just discuss what is the most important part of it, okay? The significant part of your topic. Yes, you can also discuss the dates, the people, the events, but try to dig on the most important part of it, the gist, the meat of your topic. Which do you think could actually contribute in Philippine history? Because take note, the title of our subject is Readings in Philippine History. So we cannot actually read them, but we can analyze them and we can give substantial lesson out from your topic. Okay? Next supporter from group 3. So yan ang link natin. Okay. Dagon, you're added.
Morning, sir.
Dagon. Jasper Dagon.
Yes, sir. Good morning po. Start na, sir.
Okay.
The Philippines
Are you also
Revolution.
from group 3, Dagon?
Yes, sir. Kay Gia po, sir.
Oh, medyo mahina yung boses mo. Can you kindly volume up your voice so I cannot hear it since you don't have the slideshow. So your voice really matters in here.
Low. Okay na, sir.
Medyo lakasan mo pa konti. Volume up.
Ayun na lang, sir.
Medyo siguro medyo lapit ka sa kuan mo sa phone mo. If you don't have the earphone, try mo daw mag-kuan ka sound testing.
Low. Okay, sir.
Okay, start.
Excuse me po. The Philippine Revolution, the Biak na Bato Republic of 1897. The separation of the Philippines from the Spanish monarchy and their formation into independent states with its own government called the Philippine Republic has been end sought by the revolution in the Sixteen War, began on the 24th of August 1896, and therefore its name by the power of delegated by the Filipino people, interpreting faithfully their desires and ambition. With the representative of the revolution in the meeting of Biak na Bato, November 1, 1897, adapted from the following articles for the Constitution state. When almost of Cavite in the hands of Spaniards, Primo de Rivera issued another decree extended the benefit of his pardon beyond May 17, 1897. His purpose was to win over the Filipino to his policy of attraction. A few took of advantage of governor's decree, while the rest continued their resistance against the enemy. Aguinaldo, meanwhile, was at Talisay, Batangas, where he had established his headquarters. The enemy surrounded the area, the hope of capturing him, but he slipped through the Spanish cordon on June 10 and proceeded with his men to the hilly region of Morong. With 500 picked men, he crossed the Pasig to Malapat na Bato near Guadalupe, and is from here secretly passed through San Juan del Monte and Montalban, on, and on to Mount Poray, after I will earned rest, Aguinaldo and his men proceeded to Biak na Bato, San Miguel de Mayumo, where they established his headquarters. Therefore, Aguinaldo and his men had already established a republican government at Biak na Bato known as Biak na Bato Republic. The provisional constitution of his republic was prepared by Felix Ferrer, who copied almost word for word the Cuban constitution of Himaguyo. The Biak na Bato constitution was signed on November 1, 1897. So its preamble states, the separation of Philippines from the Spanish monarchy and their formation into an independent state with its own government called the Philippine Republic has been the end sought by the revolution in the 16 War, began on the 24th of August 1896, and therefore its name with the power of delegated by the Filipino people, interpreting faithfully their desires and ambition. With the representative of the revolution in a meeting of Biak na Bato, November 1, 1897. Adopted the following articles for the Constitution of the state. That's all po, sir.
Okay, so your topic is about the biak na bato, right?
Opo, sir, continuation lang kay Gia, sir.
Okay, it's okay. So since you, what do you think is the role of biak na bato in when it comes to freeing or giving freedom to Filipino people? Does it help? Nakatulong ba ang peak o biak na bato? What do you think? May naiambag ba siya in as to the totality of giving freedom to Filipino people? Because that actually happened during the Spanish era, right? So what do you think
Yes,
is
sir.
the greatest contribution? Or should I say, how does this entity help Filipino during those days? Ano ba yung naitulong nito? Does it guide them ba what to do?
Yes, sir. To give advantage on his to the policy of attraction with the governor's decree while the rest continue their resistance against the enemy. For
Or this kind of, because now you're talking about it's quite like a law, no, like ARA. So what do you think na may naitulong ba ito sa mga Pilipino? I mean, to talk it straightly, direct to the point. Does it help Filipino before
yes,
during
sir.
those days? How
Well,
how
sir.
how is it? Paano just for
Um, by interpret I mm, ah it's gave power delegated by the Filipino people by interpreting faithfully their desires and ambition.
yes,
Nakatulong.
yes. Oh yes, that's the keyword there. It gives them power, no? Kumbaga, they actually exercise their power through this kind of entity. That's
Ambition.
actually the point there. Okay? Kasi through that, kumbaga, nagkaroon ng kumpiyansa ang mga Pilipino guided with this biyak na bato, no, to exercise their right to know, to embrace equality kasi nga during those days parang no, mailap yung justices, yung equality sa mga Pilipino. So somehow this biyak na bato parang maging guide nila as they go along. Okay, thank you Dagon.
Yes,
Next
sir.
reporter. Please kindly send a copy of your report sa inyong group chat.
mag-isa, sir?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Diatras.
I'm Generous de Atras from BS Cream 1A. This topic I'm going to discuss is the evolution of Philippine Constitution. Let's start with the definition of Constitution. What is a Constitution? A set of rules guide how a country's state or other political organization works. So, this is like a rule book for the government, and all rules stated in this rule book must be followed by the government. This document also creates the branches, the power, responsibilities of the government. It contains the right of the people. It is illegal for the government to violate this right. If they do, it'll be punished by the law. The Constitution is also often known as a supreme law of the land. This, it means that it is all the highest law in the country. The government cannot pass a law which against the Constitution. All law is comply with the principle set out in the Constitution. Take note of this. No one, not even president, can go against the Constitution. Did you know that every February 2 is our Constitution Day? For those of you who are not aware of this and every change of this Constitution, the President
Just continue. Medyo, do you have problem with your internet connection? Hmm? Nawala si Miss Diatras. Anyone? Siguro medyo mahirap yung kailang internet connection. Some more? I-off ko yung mic ko kasi I'm also, saving my my data kasi I work from home. So medyo limited yung data ng Wi-Fi ko kasi papaubos na din. So I'm also trying to turn off the mic. I mean, the cam. But you should show your face, ha? Para makita ko rin kayo. Some more reporters? Okay.
Hey sir, good morning sir. Paki-flash na yung kuan ko sir, PowerPoint ko sir.
Okay. Sige. No problem, Ken. Anong group mo, Ken?
Group 7 sir. Wala na magsulod sir, kaya ginsalutan ko na lang sir.
Natapos na yung group 3?
Wala pa po sila lahat sir.
Pwede man siguro, Ken, tapusin man natin ang group 3 before sa iyo. At least may closure. I mean,
Yes.
Ang pag-cut natin is by group, hindi siya kasi pag i-cut, anyway, okay lang pumunta ko sa isang group, then we'll proceed to other group kasi nakaset na kasi ang topic nyo by group. Okay lang ba?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you,
Ah,
sir.
okay, sige. Alis ka muna, Ken. Alis, I mean, so, di masupil. Bernie, di masupil. Are you
Yes,
from group
sir.
3? Group
Group
3 ka
ko
din?
po, sir, Group 3, BS Cream, 1A.
The grupo ka ni Fernandez, okay.
Opo, sir.
Oh, you may
Start na,
start.
sir.
Hmm.
Malolos Constitution, 1899. After the signing of the truce, the Filipino revolutionary leaders accept a payment from Spain and went to exile in Hong Kong. Pagkatapos daw ng pag-sign ng truce, truce ito ay isang agreement na pinirmahan na kumbaga ay pagpahinga o pag-stop ng labanan. Tapos, tinanggap ng mga revolutionaryo leader ng Pilipino ang isang pagbabayad mula sa Espanyol at nagpatapon sa Hong Kong. Upon Spain, upon the defeat of the Spanish to the American in the Battle of the Manila Bay on May 1, 1898. At sa pagkatalo naman ng mga Espanyol sa mga Amerikano sa laban ng Manila Bay noong May 1, 1898 at at doon na umuwi si President Aguinaldo at ang nagdala sa kanya pauwi ang United States Navy pabalik sa Pilipinas. Tapos ang reformang ang bagong reforma ng puwersang revolusyonaryo ng Pilipinas ay bumalik sa kontrol ni President Aguinaldo. And the Philippine Declaration of Independence Day was issued on June 12, 1898, together with several decrees that formed the first Philippine Republic. At noong September 17, 1898, the Malolos Congress was elected, which selected a commission to draw up a draft constitution, which was composed of wealthy and educated men. At ang dokumentong kanilang nakuha naaprubahan ng Kongreso noong November 29, 1898 at pinahayag naman ito ni Aguinaldo noong January 21, 1899 at pinamagatang konstitusyong politikal ng 1899 o Political Constitution of 1899 at nakasulat ito sa Espanyol. The Malolos Constitution is the first important Filipino document ever produced by the people's representatives. It is anchored in democratic traditions that ultimately had their roots in American soil. It created a Filipino whose government was popular, representative, and responsible, with three distinct branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. The Constitution especially provided for safeguard against abuses and enumerate the national and individual rights not only of the Filipinos and of the aliens. Thank you, sir.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
So under Malolos Constitution, you have mentioned about the Treaty of Paris, right? Have you mentioned that?
Yes, sir?
The Treaty of Paris. Are you aware of that? I guess it's under this that actually happened during the Malolos Constitution. Or isa sa inclusion ng Malolos Constitution is yung Treaty of Paris. Do you know what is Treaty of Paris? Hindi ba yan part ng topic mo, Mr. Di Pasupil? The Treaty of Paris, hindi siya kasali? Hindi kasali?
Ay, hindi, sir.
So, sige, ito na lang. So, what do you think is the substantial part of Malolos Constitution? Ano yung pinakamagandang nangyari sa Pilipinas or during those times under sa or the under the contribution of Malolos Constitution? I mean, ano yung significant, which do you think na makakontribute sa pag-aaral ng Philippine history? Can you tell us more or just a gist of it, yung myth niya lang?
Yung, kumbaga, yung sir, yung, ano gano'n yan?
Yung
Yung
pinakamagandang nangyari talaga nung
pinakamahalagang bagay.
nung naisitupad ang Malolos Constitution.
Pinakamahalagang bagay.
Or nangyari sa Pilipinas nung naisitupad ang Malolos Constitution. Something
Yung
like that.
yung pagkatalo ng Spanish, sir, sa American.
So ano yung naitulong ng Malolos Constitution dito? How does this Malolos Constitution help? Anong nai-contribute ng Malolos Constitution? Anong naiambag ng Malolos Constitution? Yes, generally, yun talagang pinakarason, no? To kick out these Spaniards from our country. Pero ano yung naitulong? Ano ba? Ano yung naging papel ng Malolos Constitution? Should I say, ano yung naging papel ng Malolos Constitution in attaining this freedom? Or ano ba ang Malolos Constitution? Ano bang meron sa Malolos Constitution? Na maybe wala sa 1987 Constitution, wala sa Commonwealth Constitution. Do you know any, Mr. Dimasupil?
Yes, sir.
Oh, actually, parang binasa mo na. Just give us a short one. Actually, yung part na yun, yung iba, nabasa mo naman. Pero, just give it a short, yung pinakatumpak na idea out from what you read. Na, do you think, tatatak naman sa isipan ng ating mga yung classmate mo? We as your listeners. So, when we talk about Malolos Constitution, so may maalala naman kami based on you, from you pala. So, what is it? Ano bang Malolos Constitution? Ano yung pinaka-goal ng Malolos Constitution? Or ano yung rule niya? Something like that. So reminder sa mga next reporter, when you're discussing about any kind of constitution, you prepare for a short discussion right after. Kumbaga, you synthesize or to conclude kung ano ba talaga ang pinaka-goal ng iyong report. Like, anong meron dyan? Why do we need to study it? Aside from giving us a data, dates, name of people, give us some learning, at least one idea na magtatak sa aming isipan, no? So, something like that. Okay? Okay na Dimasupil? Anong meron sa Malolos Constitution?
Malolos. Kumbaga, sir, is yung
Yung
Ang constitution.
okay, di
Answer
ba
is
Supil? You can just comment
the
your answer or send it in our group chat. Ha,
sige
we
sir,
want
sige
to know.
sir.
Ha, kasi so we
Opo
can
sir.
so we will
Thank you
wait for
sir.
your answer. Ha? Okay, okay. Thank you so much, di Supil. Okay, next sinong next si Diat positive kay Diat Tras. Next ka na di Katolia. Okay, laban Diat Tras.
Yes, sir.
Continue.
This topic I'm going to discuss the evolution of Philippine history, evolution of Philippine Constitution. What is a constitution? A set of rules how a country, state, of other political or organization works. So this is like a rule book for the government. An all rule stated in this rule book must be followed by the government. This document also create government. This document also create the branches for the responsibilities of the government. It contains the right of the people. It it contains the right of the people. It is illegal for the government to violate this right. If they do, it'll be punished by the law. The Constitution, also often known as a supreme law of the land. In the country, the government cannot pass a law which against the Constitution. All law is comply with the principles set out in the Constitution. Take note for this. No one, not even president, can go against the Constitution. Did you know that every February 2 is our Constitution Day? For those of who are not aware of this and every change of this Constitution, the President will release a proclamation to commemorate the date where they have a chapter a chapter will take advance. They will call Constitution Day. The latest Constitution Day of the Philippines Constitution is ratified on February 2, 1987. This is a, this is the reason why we celebrate the Constitution Day at the 2nd of February. Now that we already know the meaning of the Constitution, let's move on to the importance of Constitution. Why is the importance to us have a Constitution? First, maintain law and orders. Imagine our country without a Constitution. It it will be in chaos. We Filipino will be the night of our rights. An honor key is impossible when we honor when it- when we honor when we say honor key. It is a state of a society without authority. Our the our our government governing body. So without someone to us to lead, as a society will be internal confession. Second, impose rules and regulation. The Constitution serves as a guide of government official in managing the government. It tells them what to do and not to do. Third, protect individuals' freedom and rights of the citizens. Every posting on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram right now you are exercising your freedom of expression. Expressed on our Constitution, this is edges of the one of right. There are honor rights that we can enjoy because of our Constitution. So we really need to thankful of our Constitution. Fourth, limits the power of the government without of our Constitution. Greedy official will take advantage and the government will take will be function according to its will. So it must for us to have a constitution. Now we will evolution of Philippine Constitution. What are you see? Yun na lang, sir.
Alright, so your topic is about the evolution of the
Evolution.
Constitution, right?
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, I commend you for having your very organized report. Kasi you started with introduction and you gave us the importance of internet. So that's it, di ba? Parang ganun. Like, you put an introduction, then the body, and medyo wala ka ng conclusion, no? That's actually when you report, you should have a little introduction, then the body, the main topic, and try to conclude something. Okay, but anyway, that's a good start, Ms. Beatriz, no? So, now my question for you is, yes, you're right when you said that we are so blessed having this Philippine Constitution because this is actually our guide whether to do it or not, di ba? Or whether for us to know what is our right when it comes to the freedom of speech, the freedom or the right for education, the right to live, the right to defend ourselves, di ba? Parang ganun. Now my question is, bakit nagkakaroon ng evolution ng isang Philippine or let's say ang isang constitution or isang batas? Why is it evolving? Anong kahalagahan nito, bakit? Or sometimes when we talk about evolution, maybe it has something to do with amendments. May mga amendments or yes. Bakit kailangan i-evolve, no? Ang isang batas?
Ay, wait lang, sir.
Or bakit kailangan siyang i-improve, no? Evolve means improve, change, transform, no? Something like that. For example, may batas sa barangay nyo, Diatras. Then, as you go along, nagkaroon ng evolution ng batas na bakit kaya nag-come up yung mga officers nyo sa inyong lugar to evolve such rule or law?
Sir, para maging maayos yung aming sir, barangay or sa pakanan rin ng mga tao, sir.
Sure na yan?
Yes, sir. Maisip, sir.
Give ka na ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, para sa kapakanan, yes. You answer us very general. But anyway, that's right naman, no? We evolve this to cater the needs, the welfare of the people, no? Kasi nga, we have this evolution because we want to change or we want to add, di ba? May mga, kasi the people found out or maybe yung mga nag-aaral ng batas, they found out that may mga batas pa na dapat i-include na hindi na isali. Kumbaga, may mga karapatan pa ang mga Pilipino. Like, sa mga sinaunang constitution, maybe wala pang right for education, walang kalayaan ng mga kabaihan na mag-aral. So, evolution takes place because they want to include the right of the women. Or maybe, gusto nilang i-add sa batas na may karapatan ng mga animal, something like that, no? Or amendments. Minsan, may mga batas, nag-evolve din ang batas by or through amendments. May mga inaalis at may nilalagay. Considering the welfare of the people. Because batas is for the people to exercise their rights, their freedom. Na? Do you agree with me, Diatras?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's give Beatrice a virtual applause. Okay, thank you. So I
Thank you,
guess next
sir.
is Victoria. Okay, thank you. Okay, next on the screen is, oh, hindi pala si Kaisado. Hindi pa si Kaisado. I-remove ko muna siya. Si Jenny Lou. Hello, Jenny Lou.
Morning. My report is 1899 Malulus Constitution. The political constitution of 1899 is informally known as the Malulus Constitution was was a constitution of the Philippine Republic. Was written by Felipe Calderon Y. Roca and Felipe Camino as an alternative to a pair of proposal of the Malulus Congress by Apolinario Mabini and Pedro Paterno. After a late debate of the latter part of 1898, it was promulgated on 21 January 1899. The Constitution placed limitation of unsupervised freedom of action by the chief executive, which would have hampered having paid decision making. It was created during the fight of Philippine independence from Spain. However, it is Article 99 allowed unhampered executive freedom of action during wartime. Unsupervised executive governments continued throughout the Philippine-American War erupted soon after proclamation. The Malulus Constitution is the first important Malulus document ever produced by the people's representative. It was anchored in democratic tradition that ultimately had their roots in American soil. 1899, the Malulus Constitution, the first Philippine Republic Constitution in Asia, were drafted and adopted by the first Philippine Republic, dated from 1899 to 1901. During the America occupation, the Philippines was governed by the law of the United States of America. In April 1898, the Spanish-American War broke out. The Proclamation of Independence Aguinaldo established a revolutionary government on June 23, 1893, under which the partly elected and partly appointed Malulus Congress convened on September 15 to write the Constitution. It established a democratic republican government which three branches, the executive, legislative, the judicial. And the judicial branches, it called for the separation of church and state. The executive powers were to be exercised by the President of the Republic with the help of cabinet. Political constitution of the Republic with the representative of Filipino people lawfully convened and under to establish justice, provide to the common defense, promote the general welfare, and to secure for ourselves the blessings of liberty. Imploring the aid of the Supreme Legislator of the neighbors to help us attain these objectives have voted, declared, and sanctioned the following. The purpose of this law, the Constitution specially provided for safeguards to provide the safe against abuse and enumerated the national and individual rights not only of the Filipinos, of the aliens, and the legislative powers were exercised by the Assembly of Representatives composed of delegates elected according to the law. Ganun po, sir.
Are you done?
Sir.
Okay, sorry, okay. I will address the same question with the Masukil. What is it in Malulus or what is the primary goal of Malulus Constitution? Ano ang meron sa Malulus Constitution?
Sir, ang meron po sa Malulus Constitution, kasi dati sir, yung mga kababayan, walang karapatan na gumawa ng kanilang gusto, sir. Pero dahil sa pamumuno ni Pangulo Emilio Aguinaldo, nabigyan ng mga kababayan ng karapatan na ipagtanggol ang kanilang sarili. Okay na.
So, do you think isa yan sa mga milestone or isa yan sa mga naiambag ng Malolos Constitution? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Sa tingin mo, malaki ba ang naiambag ng Malolos Constitution sa kabuuang kalayaan ng mga Pilipino, Miss Dedicatoria?
I think oo, sir.
Bakit you think? Hindi ka sure?
Med- ah, sure man, sir, pero may nasabi, sir,
Or,
ng kabayan,
yeah,
wala siyang karapatan na ipagtanggol ang kanilang mga sarili. May mga limitation na ang ilang mga ano, sir, wala sila freedom,
Tagalog.
sir. They don't have freedom para gawin ang
Wow,
kanilang gusto.
Tagalog. Okay, okay. Ayos to
Wala
ah.
sila,
So we can say, actually, honestly speaking, hindi talaga na it is the Malolos Constitution yung nakatulong sa kalayaan. But it helped, no? It helped. May naitulong
yes,
na ito for what? For the Filipino women or for the Filipino to exercise some rights pursuant or as stipulated in Malolos Constitution. May mga provision kasi ang Malolos Constitution that helps Filipino to do this, to exercise this, and not to do this. So parang ganun no, naging guide. Like, just like 1987 Constitution, di ba? With that, sa report ni, sino yung kanina, sino yun?
Benji,
Biafra, ano yun? Yes. She mentioned 1987. So parang ganun din ang Malolos Constitution. Now we are guided with 1987 and we know our privileges because of 1987. Same as with Malolos Constitution dati. What's the difference is that Malolos Constitution took place or served Filipino during those days under the colonization of the Spanish. But yun, yung tulong talaga sa mga Pilipino to exercise their rights during those days. And that rights, yes, brought them into total freedom from the cruelty of the Spaniards. Okay, did you get the Dictoria?
yes, sir.
Next time, Dictoria, ha, pasok, mag-greet naman, di yung direct agad, ma-shock mo kami sa imo ba? Oh, hello, good morning. My report today is, parang it's part of the introduction, okay? Alam namin na excited ka, pero you have to
Ito,
greet. Okay, thank you so much. Let's give her a virtual applause. So I guess that ends the reporting in for the PS Script 1A. So, mag-prepare yung mga next reporter ha. Gusto ko tuloy-tuloy. Okay, I appreciate this morning yung effort ng Group 3. Although, may mga late ng konti, but overall, medyo okay siya. Now, you may give na 1A and 1B will take the floor. Okay, thank you so much. Then, anybody from 1A ha, ang attendance. So, I assign si Juan na lang, si Fernandez. I assign Fernandez to check the attendance of 1A and isend sa ating group chat. Okay, thank you so much, 1A, and you may leave now.
One eternity later.
So yan guys, after 1 hour and 30 minutes siguro, so we're here. Hintayin namin yung aming sasakyan, yung aming pump boat, na magdala sa amin doon sa isla na yun guys. And that's the dam. So, actually ang place ito guys, it's actually hidden, pero grabe. Grabe ka fresh. Parang, if you're living here, parang ang layo sa pandemic, parang very safe. You know yung feeling na parang, masarap sa feeling na you're here in this place, you're having simple living. Yeah. So, we're so excited guys, and yung feeling na mixed emotion. Kinakabahan na kasi mamaya, we're gonna ride on the pump boat. Sakay kami ng pump boat that will take us there, doon sa isla na yun. And somewhat kinakabahan and excitement. Excitement is there. So, yan. Medyo malaki yung mga island guys. Medyo malaki yung mga island, but then we can do this. So, see you around. Bye!
Ito yung aming destination. We're still waiting for our pump. Medyo kumataas na mga Alright, so ayan guys, andito na yung hired pump boat namin, hired by Andik. So, as you can see, naka-short kami din, naka-paa. Kasi yung SOP daw, or yung guideline, or we have to abide, dapat naka-short, naka-chinelas. But since wala akong dalang slippers, so I have to remove my shoes. Guys, gusto ko. Guys,
malakas ang alon, guys.
So good luck, guys. This is gonna be so exciting and nakakatakot, really. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So guys, see you. Good luck. So guys, here we are. Andito na kami guys. We are on our way. My goodness. Guys, you know, it's raining. I have to overcome my hydrophobia, guys. I have hydrophobia. God, let's bless our trip today. So guys, it's quite guys. Parang bansa guys, it's raining. Oh my God. May suka na sa ulo, no? Sir Dick, no? Pagbaguan mo pala, like, malayo na to.
Food, water, light. These basic essentials should remain accessible even when times are tough. Through manufacturing and digital technology, Hitachi keeps infrastructure and our daily lives on track.
Right, so good morning. Welcome, 1B. Are you the first reporter, Kandig? Ikaw yung first
Yes,
reporter?
Yes, sir.
Gagamit
Yes,
kayo ng
sir.
PowerPoint? Gagamit kayo ng PowerPoint? Or hindi na?
Di ba, sir, yung send na yun, sir?
Ha?
Pwede naman, sir, hindi na. Pwede naman, sir, hindi na.
O, sige.
Start na, sir.
Yes.
Evolution of, good morning, sir. This is my topic. Evolution of Philippine Constitution. The Constitution is defined as a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or other organization is governed. Thus, the word itself means to be a part of the whole, the coming together of distinct entities into one group, with the same principles and ideals. These principles define the nature and extent of government. The Constitution of the Philippines, the supreme law of the Republic of the Philippines, has been in effect since 1987. There were only three other constitutions that have effectively governed the country. The 1935 Commonwealth Constitution, the 1973 Constitution, and the 1986 Freedom Constitution. However, there were earlier constitution attempts by the Filipinos in the struggle to break free from the colonial yoke. Wait lang, sir. Constitution of Biak na Bato, First Philippines Constitution, outlined the revolutionary objectives of independence from Spain. Constitution of Biak na Bato, Aguinaldo and his men formed a new government. Felix Ferrer and Istabilo Arteco draft the Biak na Bato similar to the Constitution of Camagüey, Cuba. The Constitution outlines the basic human rights. Revolutionary demands the expulsion of the friars and the return to the Filipinos of the lands which they had appropriated for themselves. Number 2, representation in the Spanish courts. Number 3, freedom of the press and tolerance of all religious sects. Number 4, equal treatment and pay for peninsular and insular civil servants. Number 5, abolition of the power of the government to banish civil citizens. Number 6, legal equality of all persons. Ang konstitusyon ng Biak na Bato ay may pagkakawig sa saligang batas ng Cuba, ang konstitusyon G.G. Maguayo. Magkakawig ang pagbabalangkas ng mga bawat salita dahil matatandaan sa panahon na iyon ang bansang Cuba ay mayroon ding sariling revolusyon laban sa Kastila. Ang konstitusyon ng Biak na Bato ay sinulat din na Felix Ferrer at Istabilo Artacio sa San Miguel, Bulacan. Ang Biak na Bato ay nalikha para sa kataas-taasang konseho na nilikha noong November 1, 1897. Ito ang mga kataas-taasang konseho ng nilikha. Emilio Aguinaldo bilang Pangulo, Mariano Trias bilang pangalawang Pangulo, Antonio Montenegro, kalihim ng Banyagang Kapakanan, Emiliano Di Dios, kalihim sa Pandirigma, Isabelo Artacio bilang kalihim sa Panloob, and Baldomero Aguinaldo bilang kalihim sa Panlalapi. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay, so your report is about Biak na Bato, no?
Yes, sir.
Tama? So ano sa tingin mo
Yes, sir.
ano sa tingin mo pinakamalagang contribution ng Biak na Bato sa pagtuklas or sa pagbibigay ng kalayaan sa mga Pilipino? Or ano ba talaga yung meron sa Biak na Bato? Kahit isang idea na nagbigay mo sa amin. tingin mo na may malaking naiambag talaga sa kalayaan, pagbibigay ng kalayaan, karapatan sa mga Pilipino, ano ba?
Hindi lang, sir. Wait lang, sir.
Okay, Kahandig, just send your answer later sa ating group chat na lang, ha? Because we are maximizing our time. No? We are, we're quite late na. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Kahandig. Just send your answer, your response to my question to your group chat for the outputs, okay? Thank you. Okay, next reporter. So I mind the next reporters, for example, you have an introduction of your topic, the discussion, and your conclusion. Then just say something, what's the most important part of it, pwede nyo ilagay as part of your conclusion. Okay? Thank you. Okay, Calixtro?
Yes, sir. Start na, sir.
Yes, you can.
So, good morning, everyone. I am Dean Calixtra, and I am the reporter of Group 3. So, let's continue about the report. So, the timeline of the Pact of Biak na Bato is in 1897, Pedro Patiano served as a negotiator between Filipinos and Spaniards. So, siya ang nagtindog na nag-negotiate sa Spaniards at Filipinos. And November 1897, ang first treaty was signed una na treaty is na-sign. Then, December 14, 1897, second pact was signed. So, and then pagka December 15, 1897, the third pact was signed. And December 23, 1897, Tero and Monet became a stage of rebels. So naglakad sila sa Piak na Bato, nag-arrive sila in gingi mo sila ng stage. Then December 27, 1897, Aguinaldo left for the Hong Kong tong time nga nagwa na sila nag war liwat. That's all, sir. That's all about, sir.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I will address the same question with Kahandig. So ano sa tingin mo yung pinaka goal ng Pact o Biak na Bato? Kumbaga ano yung naging contribution nito sa
Yes,
mga
sir.
Pilipino ng panahon ng mga Espanyol? Okay.
So, ang goal sang Piak na Bato Constitution is all about freedom. Gusto nila maging independent sa Spaniards nga pamumuno kay nang nasobra na nang na-over kwa ng Spanish ka violence. So, gusto nila magpatindog man sang constitution nga sila lang ang makakuan sa independent para sa mga Filipino. That's all, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Next time, Dane, please speak in English or Filipino. Don't use your mother
Okay.
tongue.
Sige, sir, sir. Sorry, sir, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Pwede mag-leave, sir.
Calixto. Okay, yes.
Okay.
So
Thank you,
now,
sir.
next reporter, yes, you're welcome. Next reporter, kindly click the link. So, dalawa na yung natapos from one or from group 3. Can we proceed now to next reporter? Kindly click the link for you to be added on the screen. Some more reporter from 1B. Pag wala lang maya sa group 3, si Kaliso pala. Si Kaliso, hindi ka pa mag-report, Kaliso? Or anybody? Please maximize our time. Pag wala yung group 3, proceed tayo sa other group. Kung may group 4 na ready, then we will jump sa group 4. Yun ang gagawin natin. Kindly click the link ha pag magpasok. Please, please, please. Okay, next reporter on the screen, we have, how do you pronounce your last name? Kaule?
Kawili po.
What?
Kawili.
Kawili. Okay, Miss Kawili. Okay.
So good morning, sir. My name is Bea Marie Kawili. I'm the reporter of Group 1. Ang i-report ko po is all about Malolos Constitution at kung ano naganap dito or yung timeline nila. So the Malolos Constitution or 1899, this is the first republic or the first Republican constitution in Asia. So ang purpose nito is kaya may Malolos Constitution is mainly to set down rules and regulation for what the government can do and can't do. So, ang timeline nito is on May 1. Sorry, sir. So, ang naganap dito ng May 1, 1898, the American forces attacked the Spaniards at the Manila Harbor, or what we call the Battle of the Manila Bay. Ito yung unang battle between the USA and Spain. At ito na rin yung umpisa ng, this is the beginning of the colonization of US between the Philippines. So the engagement took in place in Manila Bay in the Philippines and was the first major engagement at the Spanish-American War. Sa Spanish-American War, nagwagi ang Amerika, kaya natapos ang Spanish colonial rule dito sa Pilipinas. In June 12, 1898, Philippine Declaration of Independence was issued. So pagkatapos ng Spanish-American War na nanalo ang Amerika sa Espanya, dito na dineklara na ang araw ng kalayaan ay noong June 12, 1898. So in Cavite, El Viejo, Philippines, and Filipino Revolutionary Forces under General Emilio Aguinaldo, siya ang nag-proclaim na tayo nga ay nakalaya or ang bansang Pilipinas ay nakalaya na sa pamumuno ng Espanya. Dahil na rin ito sa tulong ng Amerika dahil doon na rin sa naganap na Spanish-American War noong May 1, 1898. In July 1898, Emilio Aguinaldo issued a decree asking for the election of delegates. So si Emilio Aguinaldo, humingi siya ng tulong or gusto niya na may eleksyon na magaganap. Then, Aguinaldo will appoint representative of Congress. So, hindi ko pa alam kung sino po yung in-appoint niya na kung sino po yung mamahala ng eleksyon na magaganap kasi holding election is not practical at the time, sabi ni Emilio Aguinaldo. So, noong September 15, 1898, dito na naganap yung pagbobotohan o Aguinaldo assembled the Revolutionary Congress at the Barasuin Church in Malolos, Bulacan. Dito sila lang tipon-tipon sa Malolos, Bulacan para maganap ang drafting ng Constitution for the Philippines. The Congress was composed of both appointed and elected delegates. Ang maganda lang dito sa election nila is hindi lang mula sa Malolos Bulacan na mga tao o gusto nilang botohin. Ang maganda dito is the elected delegates representing all provinces of the Philippines. So hindi siya matatawag na may bias sa ganito lang na lugar, kundi sa lahat-lahat ng probinsya ng Pilipinas. So noong September 29, 1898, ratified the Declaration of Philippine Independence. Dito na pinatibay ng Malolos Congress na ang bansang Pilipinas ay nakalaya na nga noong June 12, 1898 sa pamumuno ng mga Espanya. Yun lang, sir, and thank you.
So, how's it? Okay na Kawili? Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I guess I have no more questions since at the beginning of your report you have stated what is yes. That's right, no? If you discuss it clearly, like you gave what I really wanted to, so I have no question with that. And I love the organization. Like you started with giving us the main point or yung pinaka-meat talaga. What is this Malolos all about? And what is the contribution? What is the goal? Something like that. Okay, thank you so much. Let's give
Thank you,
a
sir.
virtual applause to Bea Marie Kawile. Okay, next
Thank you
reporter. Okay. So I guess Norit on the line.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, Norian.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Narinig ako, sir. Okay, so good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. Ang report ko is the continuation of the report of Bea. So after the ratification of the Declaration of the Philippine Independence, the Malolos Constitution was approved by the Congress na assembled during sa Revolutionary Congress noong September 15. The Malolos Constitution draft was approved on November 29, 1898. And then, on December 10, 1898, the Treaty of Paris was signed. So this is important because after the Treaty of Paris, it was the start. Well, hindi man siya start talaga, but then it was the start when the Philippine and the American was in war. And yun ang start na parang hindi sila nagkasundo after ng pact na binigay ng Spanish sa United States ang sovereignty of the Philippines sa American. On January 21st, 1899, the first Philippine Republic was proclaimed by Aguinaldo, and on January 23rd, 1899, the first republic was inaugurated. So by this time, it was titled as the Political Constitution of 1899, and it has 39 articles divided into 14 titles with 8 articles of transitory provisions and a final additional article. So ang i-discuss ko next is the following important provisions, which is the main point of the Malolos Constitution. First is the legality of the Declaration of Independence in Kawit, Cavite. This is self-explanatory because we all know that on June 12, 1898, Aguinaldo issued the Declaration of the Independence in Kawit, Cavite. Then on the second, the separation of church and the state. So this is also important because sa present natin ngayon, ang government meron sinusunod pa rin ito, which is separate talaga ang church and state. That is why always may war when it comes to RH bill, mga ganun na may ganun na system. And the next one is the establishment of a republican government. The fourth one is the division of the government into 3 branches, which is the legislative branch, the executive, and the judiciary branch. The next one is that the declaration of the legislative branch as higher than the executive and the judiciary. The sixth is the unicameral legislature, which is yung sa time ng Malolos Constitution, the unicameral legislature is yung wait lang sir. Ito yung term which always describes as a governing body, which is yung unicameral, meaning one-chambered. It means that sa time of the Malolos Constitution, meron tayong one legislative body lamang. But today, we have like bicameral, which means na may dalawa tayong legislative bodies with the Senate and the House of Representatives. And the seventh one is the Bill of Rights of the Citizens. And almost everyone knows that the Bill of Rights is para sa citizens na noon, before the Malolos Constitution and yung biyak na bato, wala pa tayong rights. So, dito sa Malolos Constitution, ini-issue nila yung Bill of Rights para magkaroon ng rights ang mga Filipinos sa bansa natin. And the suffrage, which is the rights to vote for sa government natin. Like yung pag-vote natin sa mga president and vice president, dito na issue yung rights natin para mag-vote. So next is the legality to the government. So ito yung mga members ng government during the Malolos Constitution, which is ang president natin is Emilio Aguinaldo. The cabinet members, the president of the cabinet and secretary of foreign affairs is Apolinario Mabini. The secretary of interior is Teodoro Sandico. The cabinet members, the secretary of war, Baldomero Aguinaldo. Secretary of finance, si Mariano Trias. And secretary of welfare, Gracio Gonzaga. That is all, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for, you have discussed it comprehensively with the use of English, and I commend you for that. It seems that you're ready for the report. But you have mentioned about the Treaty of Paris. So can you tell us more about that, or maybe a sort of treaty or capitulation? Yes.
So, Treaty of Paris is a treaty between the United States of America and Her Majesty the Queen Regent of Spain in the name of her august son, who were included and signed the respective hindi ko mabasa, sir, pero ito na lang, summary ko na lang siya, sir. So, ang Treaty of Paris is yung kasunduan ng America. So, before ng Treaty of Paris pala, sir, there is war na binention ni Bea Kawili na about sa Spanish and the United States. Kasi after noon, nanalo ang United States and they have the rights na sa Philippines. Then, after noon, sir, napagkasunduan nila na dahil gusto talaga ng United States na makuha ang sovereignty ng Philippine Constitution or the Philippine Republic. So napag-decide na magkasundo ang gusto pa rin kasi ng Spanish, sir, na kunin ng Philippines, pero dahil nanalo nga ang American, doon na nakikipag-usap na lang yung Spanish and sa Americans para like magkasundo sila sir na may power pa rin sila sa Philippines. So after noon nagkasundo sila sir na ang sovereignty or ang freedom sa Philippines ibigay na lang sa United States, and after noon sa February noong February 1801 ata sir, nang nag-away after noon nung February nagkaroon ng war na malala talaga yung Philippines and American, and doon kinapture nila si Aguinaldo, and after noon wala nang Malolos constitution.
Okay, thank you so much. Very well said. So in short, this is an agreement between American and the Spanish
sir.
to simply end the war. No? It's an agreement para matapos na yung war. No? Anyway,
Yes, sir.
it's about the welfare of Filipino naman. No? Kasi nga, yes, before it's actually Spanish, okay, American colonizer took place or took the Philippines. And if we're trying to compare it, mas maayos naman yung naging buhay ng mga Pilipino, specifically when it comes to education. Kasi education talagang yung pinaka magandang naidulot ng mga Amerikano sa atin compared to, because Spanish, they are known with the Christianity, no? Christianism. Okay, thank you so much, Calizo. Very well said din. Okay, let's give her a virtual applause. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Ang attendance, Calizo, ikaw na lang sa Calizo, ha?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And second in our group. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you,
Pakisabi
sir.
na lang kung may next pa kayo.
Meron pa sir, si Kaluya. Last na sir.
Then yung slideshow mo, isend na lang sa group chat nyo para doon na lang sila mag-guide. Yun na lang yung maging guide nila. Para hindi
Apo,
sayang
sir.
yung time natin. Ha? Sige. Thank you.
Apo, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye. Okay, next, Jomart Daryl. Naka-off yung mic mo yata, Jomart.
Okay na po, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I will discuss the failure of the treaty, sir.
Okay, go.
Okay na, sir. Some Filipino generals, however, did not believe in the sincerity of the Spaniards. They refused to surrender their arms. Nevertheless, the Te-Deum was still sung on January 23, 1898. Ang inaasahan na peace at independence ng mga Pilipino po ay hindi po natuloy sa kadahilan ng hindi po naniniwala ang mga Pilipino sa sinseridad ng mga Spaniards. Kaya noon, walang katapusan po ang pagtatalo ng magkabilang panig. Umabot sa puntong marami na po silang pangyayari na na-encounter sa iba't ibang lugar. Ngunit sa kabila ng lahat, ipinagpatuloy pa rin ni Emilio Jacinto ang pagpapalaganap ng katipunan. Pinatuloy ito sa Cebu, Ilocos Sur at Tarlac. A temporary government was created by General Francisco Macabulos, named pangkalahatang lupong tagapagpaganap ng Kapatagang Luzon on April 17, 1898. For the purpose of creating a central executive committee until a general government shall be reestablished. Nabalitaan naman ni Aguinaldo ang alitan ng dalawang bansa na Spaniards at Americans dahil noon pa lamang ay meron ng conflict ang dalawang bansa na nagumpisa sa Cuba. The Americans accused the Spaniards of the incident. This was the reason the Spanish-American War was declared on April 25, 1898. Noong settle na po ang biak na bato, ginamit rin ni Aguinaldo ang kanyang pira upang maghimagsik laban sa mga Spaniards, sir. Si Aguinaldo ay pinabalik na sa Pilipinas noong idineklara ang alitan ng dalawang bansa bilang exchange for the independence of Filipinos. Tinalo naman ng mga Americans ang mga Spaniards sa Manila Harbor noong May 1, 1898. Yun lang po, sir. Thank you po, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I guess no more question then. Mr. Kaluya has, discussed it clearly. What is under this Paco Biak na Batu, what's the happening, okay? But your classmates can actually rewatch this if they have some clarification naman. Okay, thank you, Kaluya. Okay.
Sir, thank you po, sir.
Okay, good. Very good. Let's give Kaluya a virtual applause, no? What's good about it, i-translate niya pa into Filipino for, I guess, for the understanding of everybody. Okay, thank you so much, Kaluya.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. Next reporter from, we still have 10 minutes. We can still maximize the 10 minutes for the remaining reporters who would like to report. Kasi we'll end at 10:30, so we still have by the way pala, I commend you for doing your documentary video. Very nice video, no? May mga nakita ako doon na very promising, no? Although may mga medyo madalian yung paggawa, but I still congratulate you for at least you've done your best to do this kind of video, documentary video. And I learned a lot from those things, like the history of your place, what is it in your place. And I'm planning na bigay ako ng ng certificate of commendation, pero I'm still planning pa para sa mga outstanding talaga ng mga student who actually sent me the presentable, worthwhile kind of documentary. So what I've said, kung gusto mo magkaroon ng mataas na grado, you have to do every requirement with sincerity, with love in it, no? Kasi pag may puso ka sa yung ginagawa, you could actually present something good. And at the end of that, you can also earn or gain reward, no, through your grades, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so natapos na pala ang grupo. So I guess, so next meeting naman tayo tuloy, okay? So natapos na ang group ni Kahandig. Thank you so much. So please prepare na lang other reporter next week. We will witness other reporters and our next meeting will be on Monday. Monday naman mag-resume yung ating reporting because we don't have class on Friday. Kasi it's holiday and we agreed na wala tayong pasok every Friday. Okay? So thank you so much, 1B. Thank you for your time, especially to the reporter. Thank you so much. See you next meeting. You may leave now. Okay?
Contributing to people's lives every day for 110 years and counting.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read. It undermines the writer's message, and the word choice is bland. Grammarly's cutting-edge technology helps you craft compelling, understandable writing that makes an impact on your reader. Much better. Are you ready to give it a try? Installation is simple and free. Visit Grammarly.com today.
Mga seaweeds. So, ito yung mga community ng mga Tagalog. Siguro pa dito sa Sabay. So this is barangay ito dito. It's quite it's time so we're finally here guys. Baba na kami. Ay, jacket yan, Dick. So, kailangan mo ba, guys? Kasi iba naman siya. Okay. Ang shoes ko na. Iba rin shoes ko na dyan, Matt. Thank you. Thank you for the ride. And finally here. Yes. So we're finally here at Barangay Sigam, Katupla, Simswat. See you later.
Ito naman daw. Yes, ako manggatal mo na yan. Nasaan dato pa ito din? Mana naman na lang. Mana, dapat dito. Tama yung sino kasi nakapat. Yung nga, ano ba? Hindi ko nyo binigyan dapat na pero wag mo. Hindi mo ni, sige kanta? Ay, hindi mo na siya dyan? Benisa, ba yan?
Siguro kung bilhin mo ito sa bahay na
ito na yung kwan, lapu-lapu.
Aquarium man yan. Yung
Lapu-lapu na red, oo.
Ay, napula-po guys. Saan si Madsela? Sige ko si Madsela. Wala may malaki sa
may masyadong malaki.
Ito yung ulam guys. Ito na kasama namin si Mayor Andi. Future Mayor ng Quantum Bukit.
Meanwhile, it's difficult being somebody's everything. But it's easier in the new Ford Everest Sport. New sporty design inside and out with a 2-liter turbo diesel engine and 10-speed auto. The new Ford Everest Sport leads the way.
If at first you don't succeed, game and game again with Smart's free games for all. Get 14 gig for Call of Duty Mobile and more for 7 days. Download the Give Life app today.
Guys, we're going. Sana ako na pinag-video. Super abundant yan yung mga kahoy, Then yung mga isda, marami tayo. And ang mura guys. Best place na lang. Want to relax. Just sit. The stressful life in the city. It's the best place for you guys. Yes. Saka na-fall. So mga bata dito guys. Ilan gawa yung Tom? Halunan. Okay. Nalang fish. Nalang fish. Di ba nabuntag na sila, no? Just ka soho. Tantik. Thank you. And we're finally here sa mansion ni Mayor Andik. Yes. So, see you around.
One eternity later. Meanwhile,
Alright guys, right after our lunch, so courtesy of Family Maningula, so we are now on our next destination, which is the Pitos White Beach Resort. Isa ito sa Virgin Islands or White Resorts, White Sand Resorts here in Barangay Sedam, Latubla, Sinsuat, Maguindanao. So we're so excited na medyo kinakabahan kasi nga medyo malaki na yung anong sa ganitong oras. But let's see and let's just enjoy the video. Okay, see you.
Hello guys, we're here finally in our next destination. We're going to White Beach Resort, Tas, City of the Tas. Right. So yan ang aming driver, si Kuya Driver. Wow, yes, it's so amazing here. You can actually appreciate the beauty of this. You are here at Barangay Sedam. Yes, it's truly nice.
Bring out more smiles at home with every Red Ribbon surprise.
Boost posts. Ito yung karamihan na ginagawa ng mga startup entrepreneurs. That's why they don't succeed in running advertising campaigns in social media. My name is Fibo Lim, and for the past 5 years, I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs market and sell their products and services online. And in this video, I'm going to show you the correct and right way para hindi ka magkamali para you're gonna be 100% sure you're gonna be profitable in running advertising campaigns. So, thing is this. So, ano ba yung tama, Fibo? What should we do? Kanina you said na huwag ka mag-boost post, but why are you boosting this post? Now, the thing is this. I'm not boosting this post, okay? I'm running this ad through what you call Business Manager. Okay, so it's two different things.
And the boost post kasi, it might have worked, like, let's say 5 years ago, but right now, it's no longer working. It's a totally different game. Because the thing is this, when you click the blue button that says boost post, it is optimized for what you call engagement. Okay, that means you're telling social media that you want to get more likes, comments, and shares. And most probably, you're running ads, not for likes. You're running ads because you want sales, okay? Or you want to get prospects and leads for your business. So, for example, in this case, I'm not running this ad using Boost Post. I'm running it through Business Manager. And yung objective ko nito is I want to get more leads and prospects for my business. That's the difference here. Now, the thing is, due to the limited time of this video, I want to invite you to my masterclass, free masterclass, where I'm going to show you exactly how do you get leads, customers, prospects for your business, and convert these leads and prospects into paying clients without ever talking to them in person, without experiencing rejection, without being judged and chasing prospects. So there will be a link around this video. I want you to go ahead, or below this video, go ahead, click that link right now, enter your name and email so that we know where we can send you an invite for this free masterclass. Go ahead, do it right now. This is Fibolin, and I hope to see you inside our free masterclass.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, BS Cream 1C. I guess reporters are now ready to hit the floor and discuss something about their topic. Ayan. So I gave you here the link. If you are the reporter for today, just click the link so you'll be added on the screen. So as what I have said in our group chat, no, we will not wait for those who are not ready, but we will entertain, or we will accommodate those who are ready for today. Kahit nasa chapter 5 ka pa or what's that. If you're ready, then take the floor and click the link. Kasi malapit ng finals natin and we're really running out of time. So we have to maximize every second, every minute ng ating live stream. Okay? So just click the link if you're ready. Anybody from the team who's ready? Anyone from group or from 1C? You have to maximize our time. Please click the link. I gave here the link. So, Abila, if you will report, just send your PowerPoint na lang sa GC nila and huwag na tayo gamit ng PowerPoint para hindi masayang yung time. You can give them the copy of your report, no? For the next reporters, para ma-maximize yung time natin, okay na wag na gumamit ng PowerPoint for as long as you will send a copy for the output, ha? Are you ready, Abila?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, pwede maki-opinion ko report ko po.
Huwag na lang magamit ng PowerPoint. I-send na lang maya sa group chat para mabilis tayo. Kasi nag-load siya pag we are using PowerPoint. Pwede ka na mag-direct ka na lang, Fran. Avila.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, class. Opo. My report is all about the Vallagher Testimony. The Vallagher Testimony. According to a testimony by Father Vicente Vallagher, a Jesuit missionary who befriended the hero during his exile in Dapitan. Rizal accepted a shorter retraction document prepared by the superior of the Jesuit Society in the Philippines, Father P.O.P. So, nung natapon po si Dr. Rizal sa Dapitan po, si Father Vicente Vallagher po ang na-assign upang ipadala ang letter o retraction paper kay Dr. C. Rizal na utos ng nakakataas na pari sa Pilipinas noon. Vicente Vallagher, he is a Jesuit priest who claimed that he conveyed to convince Rizal to denounce Masonry and return to Catholic fold. So si Father Vicente Vallagher po, siya po yung na-convince kay Rizal upang bumalik sa simbahang Katoliko at ipawalang bisa yung lahat na sinabi niya laban sa simbahan. At doon naman po sa retraction, Rizal declares Rizal's belief in the Catholic faith and retracts everything he wrote against the church. So doon sa retraction, nagbalik loob na siya sa simbahang Katolika at inamin niya na nagkamali siya at kumbaga doon niya parang nito. Pinagwalang bisa na mali siya sa lahat ng kanyang sinabi laban sa simbahan. And according to Vallagher's testimony, Rizal woke up several times on feast, 4 times attended a mass, received communion, and prayed the rosary. So doon po kumbaga daw napatunayan na ni Rizal na nagbalik loob na siya sa pananampalataya bilang isang Kristiyano sa simbahang Katolika. Nag-attend siya ng mass, nag-confess, then nag-pray siya gamit ang rosary. Yun lamang po, sir. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Alright, so your topic is under a case study about did Rizal retract, right? And you've mentioned about the testimony of Balaguer. Now, my question to you, Mr. Abila, based on the testimony of Balaguer, now,
Sir,
can you really tell us that Rizal really retracted? Nag-retract ba talaga si Rizal?
Yes po, sir.
Oh, what
sir.
What are the clues na
mamaya po, sir, send ko po.
Yes. Okay. Continue.
Doon po sa friend ko, sir, mayroon po doon document na nagpapatunay na nag-retract si Dr. Rizal po. Meron po siyang pinirmahan doon po.
What document is that?
Isang document na parang napicturean lang po noon at yun po. Sinabi doon ni Rizal na pinagwawalang bisa niya lahat ng kanyang sinabi laban sa simbahang Katolika. Yun po.
And or we could also infer that from the statement of Balaguer or the testimony of Balaguer, no, we can see there that Rizal really performed the practices of a Catholic. So So how come, di ba, that he would say something bad against the church? So, kaya somehow, yung statement or testimony ni Balaguer, it somehow testifies na si Rizal talaga ay nag-retract or binawi niya yung mga statement niya against the Catholic Church. And his only attention is what? It's just to speak about the cruelty or the kind of governance that the Spaniard had. But I guess talking about the Catholic or bad things about Catholic is out of his statement. So parang ganun, no? Kasi nangyari man yun, he retracted daw based on the statement bago yung kanyang execution, no? Okay, thank you, Abila. Please send your classmates a copy of your report,
Yes po, sir.
ha?
Opo, sir. Thank you po, sir.
Okay, who's this? Okay, you may leave now, Abila. Next reporter, you are? What's your name? Kasi nakalagay
Hello po,
yung
sir.
name. What's your name? You are? What's your name, Mr. Reporter?
Sir?
You are? Your name?
My name is Jason James Lastimosa and I'm basic crime 1C.
Lastimosa Jason James? Ikaw to James?
Opo, sir. Opo, sir.
Okay. Sige,
Sir,
sige,
sir?
James. Oh, you may start, James.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. My reporting is all about federalism. Sir, okay lang yung boses ko, sir?
Yes, okay. Loud and clear.
Okay po. Ano nga ba ang federalismo? At bakit ito dapat para sa atin? Ang federalismo ay sistema ng gobyerno kung saan pinaghahatian ang kapangyarihan, pondo, at mga programa ng pamahalaan, pangbansa at pangrelihiyon, at ang panglokal. Dahil dito, magkaroon ng dagdag na tungkulin at pondo ang lokal na pamahalaan kung saan malaya itong magpatupad ng sariling programa at gumawa ng sariling kita. Ayon sa kay Gat Jose Rizal, ang pinakaunang mungkahing gawing federalismo sa Pilipinas noong kapanahunan ni Rizal ay sinimulan niya ang federalismo sa isang isay na pinamagatang Pilipinas dentro de 100 años o kung tawagin sa wikang Tagalog ay ang Pilipinas makalipas ang isang siglo. Ang isang siglo or 1 century ay katumbas ng 100 taon. At kung ating isipin ay mahigit 131 years na ang nakalipas sinulat ni Rizal ito. Ang tanong, ito na ba ang panahon upang mapalitan ang federalismo sa Pilipinas? Noong 1899, 10 years matapos na inilathala ang isay ni Rizal, inimungkahi naman nila Emilio Aguinaldo at Apolinario Mabini na hatiin ang ating bansa sa 3 federal states na ang Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. At ang sistema natin ngayon ay karamihan sa pondo ng napupunta sa pambansang pamahalaan ay sa ilalim ng federalismo. Mga 20 to 8% ay na mga nilikom ay mananatili sa pamahalaang lokal. Dahil dito, mas marami ang pera ng pamahalaang lokal para magpapatupad ng mga plano na mas nararapat sa lokal na pangangailangan. Kung ang paglilipat sa federalismo, magiging mas epektibo at mas angkop ang pamamahala dahil sa malapit na ito sa mga mamamayan. And then, maaari itong magtaguyod ng patakarang sensitibo sa lokal ng kultura at relihiyon at tribo. Mababawasan din ang kahirapan dahil mas maraming pondo ang pamahalaang lokal. Bibilis ang proseso at magiging mas epektibo ang mga programa at proyekto dahil hindi na kailangan ng pag-aproba ng pambansang pamahalaan. Yan lang po, sir. At maraming salamat.
Okay. So, Anyway, you have explained what is federalism, no? That yung it's what? When you say
Yes,
federalism,
sir.
it's the, yes, a mix or compound mode of government that combines a general government with regional government. So parang gano'n, yung sabi mo yung pondo ng lokal is for their na lang, for their welfare, for the development of their respective place. Now, do you agree with federalism, Lastimosa?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm agree, sir.
Ano nakita mong kwan? How could this help? Let's say there will be federalism here in our country. What do you think is the positive and negative impact of it? Can you give us the positive and negative impact or effect of federalism if this will be implemented? Ano kayang nakikita mong maganda at yung magandang kahinatnan?
Okay po, sir. Kung when my positive opinion para sa akin, kung sakaling if one time na maitutupad ang federalismo sa Pilipinas, mas malaking posibilidad na mas aangat ang isang lokal. Kagaya ng lokal ng Tacorong, if there is a law na mag-stand sa within his own city na kaya niyang isupply lahat ng kailangan ng isang lokal. And then, hindi na mas mahirapan ang tao dahil napapaloob na sa isang locality ang lahat ng pondo na nilikom ng isang lokal para sa pagsuporta sa kanilang mga tauhan. And then the negative negative reason, the federalism will not approve para sa akin, parang mas mahirap siya sa gaya ngayon. Kailangan pa natin humingi ng permiso sa upang maipatupad ang ganitong organisasyon kagaya ng sa panahon natin ngayon, no? Kahirap o na halos na naka-feel tayo ng mga kahirapan. Kung kailangan natin ng tulong, hihingi pa tayo ba doon sa pamalaan o pwede naman ba o sa lokal natin? Kaya nga agree ako na i-approve ang federalismo sa kanya-kanyang lokal upang makatulong ito sa pag-unlad ng pamayanan. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Very well said, no? Anyway, ganun talaga. In every, implementation, there is a good and bad. But what matters is that we always look on the positive side of it and we will embrace this kind of change kung ano may tulong kasi nga, no? We are after of the welfare of our country or of our locality. So we'll focus on the positive one. How does it help? Okay. Thank you, Lastimoso. Lastimoso, right? Lastimosa pala, sorry. Thank you, James. Thank you.
Okay na, sir?
Okay.
Naputol-putol kasi, sir. Okay po, sir. Salamat, sir.
Let's
Okay po,
give
sir.
James
Sige
a virtual applause. Okay, thank you, James.
Okay po, sir. Sige po.
Next, you may leave now, James. So we proceed to Lanciso.
Good morning po, sir.
Yes, Lanciso, good morning.
My report is all about Chacha po, which is the charter change.
Okay.
Constitutional reform in the Philippines, also known as charter change or Chacha, refers to the political and legal processes needed to amend the current 1987 Constitution of the Philippines. Under the common interpretation of the Constitution, amendments can be proposed by one of three methods: a people's initiative, a constituent assembly, or a constitutional convention. Dito po sa charter change, sir, meron po ditong dalawang methods po. May methods po yung charter change, which is the constituent assembly, constitutional convention, and people's initiative. Meron dito po sa tatlong methods, sir, meron po ditong proposal or yung minumungkahi, sir, and ratification or pagpapatibay. So, dito po natin makita yung tinatawag na pagbabago ng isang, dito po natin makita yung pagbabago dito, sir. Ito po sa Constituent Assembly, vote by 3/4 of its members. Dito po sir is dito po sa Constitutional Convention, petition ng at least 12% ng kabuang bilang ng mga rehistradong botante kung saan ang bawat distritong pambatasan ay dapat na kinatawan ay humigit kumulang ng 3% ng mga rehistradong botante dito. And then, yung dito po sa proposal po yun sir, yung ratification po ng Constituent Assembly is yung plebisito hindi sa maaga sa 60 araw o huli pa sa 90 araw pagkatapos ng pag-submit ng mga armyenda o revision. And then, People's Initiative, petition of at least 12% the total number of registered voters, of which every legislative district must be presented by at least 3% of the registered voters, wherein the ratification of People's Initiative, the plebiscite not earlier than 60 days, or later than 90 days after the certification by the Commission on Elections of the sufficiency of the petition. Dito po sa People's Initiative, dito po yung pagkukusa ng mga taong bumoto. And then, Constitutional Convention, dito po yung sir yung nagkabaliktaran ata ba? Wait lang sir. Dito Constitutional Convention ay ang pagtitipon-tipon ng mga hinalal na delegado upang bumalangkas ng saligang batas para sa pamahalaang itatatag. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay, topic about the charter change, right?
Yes po.
Now, bakit nagkakaroon ng charter change ang isang bansa, Miss Benciso? What's the primary goal of having this kind of change, the charter change? Anyway, when we talk about charter change, diba, it has something to do with amendments. For example, we change the constitution, yes. So, bakit nagkakaroon ng mga amendments or why there is this what we call chacha or the charter change?
Ito po siya yung charter change. Ito ay yung pagbabago sa constitution ang di umano'y makapagbabago sa kalagayan ng ating bansa. So, ito po yung amendment, sir, so refers to changes na hindi po maka-apekto sa kabuuang struktura and the basic principles of our constitutions.
And what's the goal of it? Yes, yun talaga. Basically, it should not affect the entire structure. But what is it in this charter change? Bakit nagkakaroon ng charter change? Ano yung primary goal ng charter change? Kasi when we talk about charter change, it is a process of changing, like changing the constitution according to retired court, something like that, di ba? So ano yung pinaka talaga na goal or layunin ng pagbabago ng charter change?
Ang goal po ng charter change is yung ang isang ano sir, diba, isang constitution dapat na baguhin para po sa positive result po ng ating constitution na kung saan ay magiging maganda yung result niya sir or yung changes ng kalagayan ng ating bansa.
Oh yes, somehow you're correct. Yes, we have this charter change kasi nga. For example, the people of the Philippines could actually observe that this kind of law could not actually help. Kumbaga parang mahina yung implementation, no? Implementation
Opo,
ng
sir.
batas. Like, it's ineffective. Yes, that's true. Because the main purpose of Chacha is, yes, to serve Filipino people with utmost service. Kumbaga, doing the law, the constitution as its best, its very best, which is to serve, to cater the welfare of every Filipino. Kaya nagkaroon ng charter change, no? So nagkaroon ng mga
Opo, sir.
amendments, nagkaroon ng mga change. Okay. That's why, because as we go along, like in life, we should adapt change. Because change could be part of our success. Because if we do not accept or if we do not change, evolve ourselves, parang walang mangyayari, walang in development. Same as with
Opo,
our
sir.
country. Kumbaga, we change because we are after of some development. So that's the reason why there is this cha-cha. Ano? Wag lang yung cha-cha na sayaw. All right. Okay, thank you Lanciso for
Opo, sir.
a
Thank you po, sir.
comprehensive report. Let's give Lanciso a virtual applause.
Thank you po, sir.
Okay. So next reporter, please click the link. The link is provided on the comment section. John Angel Giang, hindi naka-on yung microphone mo. You have to on your mic. Okay. Giang is in the house. Yes, Giang. Did
Yes,
I
sir.
pronounce your last name correctly? Is it Giang? Is that Giang?
Yes, sir, yes. Opo, sir.
Oh,
Yang po.
good. Baka ma-misspell ko yung apelyido mo, baka pagalitan mo ako. Okay.
So, sir, pwede na mag-start, sir.
Yes, you may start now.
So, good morning sa inyong lahat. My name is John Angel po. Ngayon, yung our report is all about the 1935, the Commonwealth Constitutions. Before we start in the main topic, now we are discussing first what is the Commonwealth. So, Commonwealth is an independent country or a community, especially in Democratic Republic. So, ano nga bang ibig sabihin nitong Commonwealth na ito? Ang ibig sabihin ng Commonwealth ay tinatawag ding republika na kung saan ginagamit sa mga susyong pangkapatiran o ilan sa mga susyong soberanya o bansang malaya o nagsasarili. So ang layunin daw ng Commonwealth na ito is magkaroon tayo ng malaya at nagsasariling bansa. Kung hindi maging malaya ang Pilipinas, kung ano mangyayari sa atin? So magkakaroon pa rin ng digmaan na kagaya ng World War II and ano pang mga digmaan na pwede nilang gawin sa Pilipinas without Commonwealth. Tapos, ang isa pa nito, ang layunin din ng Commonwealth is bakit tayo nagsasariling bansa? So kung hindi tayo magsariling bansa, papasukin tayo ng ibang dayuhan para manira sila ng ating likas na yaman dito. Hindi lang likas na yaman, kundi ang mga tao sa Pilipinas. Kaya ang layunin ng isang Commonwealth na ito sa Pilipinas ay magkaroon tayo ng malaya at nagsasariling bansa. Now we are going to what is the background of this Commonwealth. So 1935 Constitution provide the legal basis of the Commonwealth government which can consider a transmission governed before the granting of the Philippine independent with American-inspired constitutions. So ang ibig sabihin daw is the Commonwealth in the Philippines the Commonwealth in the Philippines was the administrative body that governed the Philippines from 1935 to 1946. Aside from the period of exile from 1945, aside from the exile from the Second World War II from 1942 to 1945 when the Japanese occupied the country. So nagkaroon daw ng digmaan na Second World War sa Pilipinas and the Japanese as a Japan. So the Commonwealth of the Philippines was attacked by the Empire of the Japan on December 8, 1941. 6 na oras yung tagal nung digmaan na yon pagkatapos ng pag-atake ng mga Pearl Harbor. So yung doon sa Pearl Harbor na ito yun yung lugar kung saan nagdigmaan ang Japan at saka yung Pilipinas. Matatagpuan yun siya sa Hawaii. At nagkontrol ng Estados Unidos ng Amerika ang Pilipinas noong panahong iyon. So yung naging kakampi natin sa digmaan niyon is we are connecting with the United States and the America para makipaglaban. So kung tayo lang makipaglaban na Pilipinas, so hindi tayo mananalo. So madaming masasawing buhay talaga dito. So kung yung tapos ayon pa dito, pagtataglay ng mga mahalagang base militar doon. So ang base militar ay isang pasilidad o direktang pagmamayari ng pamahalaan para sa mga hukbong sandatahan. So ang mga hukbong sandatahan? Ito yung mga kagamitan natin para makipagdigmaan sa mga ibang lugar na nang-aangkin sa mga teritoryo natin, gaya ng West Philippine Sea. So kung tayo man din is kung makipagdigmaan tayo, wala tayong laban without connecting with other country. So yung ginawa ni Rodrigo Duterte is nakipag-connect siya sa ibang lugar, which is the United States and America, para pag once nakunin natin yung sarili nating territory o teritoryo is meron tayong lakas para makipagdigmaan sa kanila. Yun po. Tapos ang Commonwealth sa Pilipinas ay tinatawag ding politika noong 1935 to 1946 at tinatawag din 1935 kung kailan naging Commonwealth ang Estados Unidos sa bansa. Ang Commonwealth ay binubuo ng Presidente, Vice President, Civil Service, Legislative, Judiciary at cabinet member. So ito ay binubuo ng mga Pilipino at ang hukbong panlabas at hukbong lakas lamang ang nasa ilalim ng Amerikano. Kasi dati is yung mga sundalo daw dati nasa ilalim ng nasa poder lang sila ng Amerikano. Tapos noon is kung wala pang namumuno sa komunidad dati, it is mga sundalo lang po yung gumagawa ng mga batas dati. So ngayon, meron tayong cave prevention. So ang layunin daw ng Commonwealth na yun is magkaroon daw tayo ng malaya at nagsasariling bansa. Kaya dito is meron tayong tinatawag na Bill of Rights of a Filipino. So ang Bill of Rights na yan, in 1987, the Bill of Rights entitled the Article 3, the Bill of Rights, they have Section 1 to 22. Ito yung pinakamibigat na kaso na pinangahawakan ng isang tao, that is the human rights ng tao. Kahit tanggalin mo na yung Bill of Section 2 to 22, iwan mo lang ang Section 1 na yan is na entitled this no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, property without due process of law, nor shall any person to be denied the equal protection of the law. So may dalawa siyang point dito na sinasaad, which is the procedural due process of law, and then we have the substantive due process of law, which is the procedure due process of law, and we have the equal protection of the law. So yung due process of law na yon is, for example na lang is yung kay Dasera, is yung nangyari doon, yung mama niya is nag-process siya ng kaso laban sa mga suspect na 11 na yon. Na sabi doon is karumal-dumal daw na krimen ang ginawa doon. So nag-process yung mama niya ng kaso na ipapakulong sila. Pero yung mga taong yun is binigyan ng lawyer na substantive due process of law, or yung natawag na human rights, na ipaglaban nilang sarili nila, which is yung ibig sabihin noon is yung meron silang karapatan para magsalita na i-defense yung sarili nila na wala silang kasalanan. Kaya yun, gaano man kadami ang ebidensya na nagpapatunay doon hawak ng mama ni Desera, pero hindi naman makatotohanan, it means hindi yun tatanggapin ng korte. Yun siya. Kung alam mo nang nasa tama yung kaso mo, ipaglaban mo. But the end of the day na hindi mo naman, mali naman pala yung kaso mo, wag mo nang ipaglaban. Yan ang ibig sabihin, the equal protection of the law. So maging malaya ang Pilipinas because of that law. And nagsasariling bansa yung Pilipinas with these kinds of law. Appointment of 2 young Filipino residents concedes for representative to the United States of House of Representatives. So, ang dalawang tao na ito ay si Manuel L. Quezon at saka si Sergio Osmeña. So, pupunta naman tayo sa Philippine Organic Act of 1902. So, the Philippines Organic Law for the Philippines Island provide for the creations of the islands, provide the creations of popular elected Philippine Assembly. Bago pa man naganap ang pagsasarili ng bansang Pilipinas, nagkaroon muna ng bansang asembleya o kilalang the Philippine Assembly noong Hunyo 30, 1907. Ang layunin nito is magkaroon tayo daw ng gumawa ng batas para sa mga Pilipino. At naging tagapagsalita nito si Sergio Osmeña, at ang naging the minor floor leader nito is si Manuel L. Quezon. So, ang mga batas na na-implement dati nung panahon ng asambleyang iyon is yung ang tinatawag na Batas Jones o kilalang the Philippine Autonomy Act of 1916. Tapos the Mission Orslocks of 1931, and then we have the Herwis Cutting Law of 1932, and then we have the Mac-Dolphin Law in 1934. So yun yung bago ang naganap ang unang halalan noong Hunyo
Nawala yata si Giang. Sayang. Kaganda-ganda ng explanation. Pero just go back, Giang. I guess konti na lang yung naiwan na part. So, dapat ganun yung reporting, no? I really commend how Giang, discusses this topic. It's very comprehensive. Like, he really prepared for it, and I really appreciate those students who would actually perform or do their discussion in a way that Giang does. So, dapat ganun, no? Very comprehensive talaga. Like, every detail is there. Although, not to the extent that sobrang haba talaga, but as what I've said, you can just get the gist or the meat, pinaka-meat ng inyong discussion. Okay? Giang is back. Okay, Giang?
Ulitin ko na lang po yung sir, yung Philippine Organic Law.
Okay.
The first organic law of the Philippines in Islands provide for the creations of the popular elected Philippine Assembly. So bago pa man nagsasarili ang bansang Pilipinas, nagkaroon muna ito ng bansang asembleya o the Philippine Assembly noong Hunyo 30, 1907. So ang layunin nito is gumawa ng batas para sa mga Pilipino. Ang naging tagapagsalita nito si Sergio Osmeña at ang naging minor floor director nito si Manuel L. Quezon. So ang mga batas na napatupad noong panahon ng asambleyang iyon is yung Batas Jones o kilalang the Philippine Autonomy Act of 1916, and then we have the Mission Orslocks of 1931, and then we have the batas na pinatupad is yung Herwis Cutting Law of 1932 at yung isa is the Tidings Mac-Dolphy Law of 1934. So, naganap ang bansang halalan noong 1935 at namuno sa pamahalang Commonwealth. So, ang naging president noon is si Manuel L. Quezon noong panahon ng Commonwealth at ang naging vice president nito ay si Sergio Osmeña. Tapos dito, the legislative power was visited in the bicameral legislature composed of the Philippine Constitutions and the Philippine Assembly. So, we have the 1935 and 1987 Philippine Constitutions o tinatawag na preamble. Ng preamble na ibig sabihin nun is nakakonektado rin siya sa Commonwealth, which is yung maging malaya or sa nagsasariling bansa. So ang ibig sabihin ng 1987 Philippine Constitutions with the preamble, which is we the sovereign Filipino people imploring the aid of Almighty God in order to build a just and humane society, establish a government that shall embody our ideas and aspiration, promote the common good, conserve to develop our patrimony, secure to ourselves and our posterity the blessing of independence and democracy under the rule of law and regime of truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, and peace, do ordain and promulgate in these constitutions. So napakaganda ng ibig sabihin ng preamble na yan, which is yung lahat tayong Pilipino ay humihiling na magkaroon ng malaya at makatotohanan ng lipunan at nagsasariling lipunan. So kung hindi makatotohanan yung lipunan siguro natin, it means hindi ganito yung mangyayari sa lipunan natin. Siguro puno ng corruptions, ganyan. Tapos kung hindi naging malaya ang Pilipinas na yung ating komunidad, so it means madami na, hindi na siguro wala na tayo dito or something, hindi pa tayo napanganak dito kasi puno na ng war or something, nasisira na yung bansang Pilipinas. So ang layunin ng assembleyang iyon sa preamble na iyon is magkaroon tayo ng malaya at nagsasariling bansa at we have the regime of truth, justice, freedom, and love. Yan lang po, sir.
Alright, so may nanalo na. Just kidding. Alright, so let's give a virtual applause for Giang. I really appreciate the way he discussed. Like, have you really prepared for this, Giang? How many days have you prepared for it? Diba?
3 days,
Something
sir.
like ah.
3 days, sir.
Ah, wow, sana all. Since 'di ba, your topic was given to you ilang months na. So it's good talaga
Yes.
that I'm expecting for an output this like what you did, no? So that's true,
Yes,
no?
sir.
Anyway, for me, I have no question for that because you have just explained that constitution, what is Commonwealth Constitution, so something like that, no? So thank you so
Yes,
much,
sir.
Gian. Okay,
Super.
job well done. Let's
Thank you,
give
sir.
him a virtual applause. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Ang slide
Apo.
ha, kindly send na lang sa kuha natin, group
Yes, sir
chat.
po. Apo.
Thank you. Yes. Ade. Jo. Nakaklase ako. Okay, next reporter. Kindly click the link. I have given the link here on the comment section. Just click it. Anybody from BS Cream 1C? Anybody? Some more reporters from 1C. We still have 15 minutes remaining time. You can click the link on the comment section for you to be added on the screen. So I hope to the next reporters, diba, you got idea from what Giang did, no? The way you report and but you could also maximize. I mean, you can have it in 15 minutes. Like just discuss the important part of your topic. Okay, we have here report. Gregorio. Yes, Gregorio.
Morning po, sir.
Good morning.
Mag-start
Yes,
na ko, sir.
Gregorio. Yes. Hindi ka na
These are
mag-start.
the programs implemented during the Commonwealth Constitution. First, the National Defense Act 1935 was passed by the Philippine National Assembly on December 21, 1935. The purpose of this act was to create the independent Philippine military. This law also provided federal funding to ensure skilled manpower of sufficient quality and quantity to meet the needs of the United States national defense. The law also strengthened education in the field of science, mathematics, and modern foreign language. Second, the second program that Manuel L. Quezon implemented was woman suffrage. Woman suffrage is the right of the Filipino to vote in election. Beginning in the mid-19th century, voting right for women were introduced into international law by the United Nations Human Rights Commission. The third implemented during the Constitution was pagtatag ng pambansang wika, and fourth, katarungan ng panlipunan. Yun lang po, sir.
So your topic is about
Ano, sir, ning
is that the
mga programs
continuation
na
of Giang?
hindi, sir, kasi yung sunod kay ano, sir, hindi makapasok.
Okay. So your topic is about, you focus on, ano yung focus ng discussion mo?
Programs, sir, na na-implement during Constitution,
So,
sir.
so among those program, ano sa inyo yung pinakamagandang program na na-implement during under that constitution?
Yung woman suffrage, sir.
Okay. So I guess that's part of amendments. So parang may idagdag siya na program or existing program talaga under that constitution.
Sir?
Does it really help Filipino? Those programs, nakatulong ba talaga sa Filipino during those days?
Yes, sir. Kasi, sir, yung pag-implement ng woman to vote the elections na ibabahagi din ng mga babae kung ano yung gusto nila at kung ano yung gusto nilang mangyari sa bansa natin, or kung sino yung gusto nilang magtatag ay maging leader sa bansa natin.
Yes, and you can also add on that the women empowerment has been revolved, no? Nagkaroon ng women empowerment starting with that program. Kasi kung walang program na yan, I guess, up to this day, walang karapatan or kalayaan yung mga Pilipino to perform whatever they want, right? Something like that. That's
Yes,
why
sir.
nagkaroon tayo ng babaeng presidente, si Cory Aquino, something like that. So, that's really a good, I mean, that really help us, especially for women like you, to exercise your right under that constitution, no? Okay, thank you so much, Gregorio, right? Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Listen na lang pa na yung copy ng iyong report sa group chat natin.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. May reporter pa or wala na from your team? Meron pa ba? Meron pang isa, no? We still have 9 minutes. So more reporters, we still have 9 minutes. Tapos ito yung 9 minutes natin. Ang bilis na ba? May phone, can't sniper. Okay, next reporter. Anyone from Group C? I mean, 1C. Pag wala na, we will end this live na lang. Then we will resume na lang on Monday. Pag wala ng reporter. We will wait for 2 minutes. Okay? 2 minutes. Click the link. Okay, last reporter. Patricio, yes, we'll entertain Patricio last next meeting na yung iba. Okay, Patricio? Patricio.
Sir?
Oh, you may start, Patricio.
Ipapakita ko lang po yung dito na lang po. Instead na mukha ko yung po yung makikita, yung pan ko na lang, yung report ko na lang po. Pwede po. Sir?
Yes. Ano sabi mo, Patricia?
Clear po yung report ko. Instead na po yung mukha ko yung ipapakita ko, yung pan ko na lang po, yung PowerPoint ko na lang.
Oh, pwede. Pwede man i-discuss mo na lang, then i-send mo na lang yung copy. Kasi nagabigay man din ako ng points sa inyong visual aid kung gumawa kayo. Kaya send nyo lang sa group chat natin para mabigyan ko din ng points and para makakuha ng copy yung classmate mo. You can also have that. Ikaw, it's up to you. You may start, Patricio. Pero hindi ka namin marinig. We cannot hear your voice.
Hello, sir?
Oh, yes.
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Okay na po?
Okay na. You may start.
Okay. Yung topic ko po is evolution of Philippine taxation. Fiscal policy from 1946 to present. Yun po yung topic ko. First of all, ano po yung tinatawag nating fiscal policy? Nandito po. Fiscal policy refers to the use of government spending and tax policies to influence economic condition, especially microeconomic conditions including aggregate demand for goods and services, employment, inflation, and economic growth. Ang ibig sabihin po nito ng fiscal policy ay yung kung paano gamitin ng government yung tax ng bawat Pilipino, yung bawat tax na nakokolekt nila sa bansa at kung paano po nila ito ginagamit sa economic condition o sa microeconomic condition, including po yung mga aggregate demand, yung mga goods, services, employment, inflation, and economic growth. Kung nakikita niyo po, klaro po ba?
Medyo.
But
anyway, continue lang.
Just
send
yan
it na
po
lang
yung
sa group chat. Continue lang.
Okay. Sige po. Next. What is economic condition? Tatalakayin po nito natin kasi yung economic condition is, kung babalikan po natin doon kanina sa fiscal policy, ay naka-include po siya sa fiscal policy. Economic conditions definition can be referred to us the current state of the given economy in a particular region or country. The given conditions are known to change over time with the respective business and economic cycles when the given economy might undergo periods of both contraction and expansion. Ito po yung kondisyon ng isang ekonomiya ng isang bansa. Kung nakikita nyo po, kung klaro po dyan sa screen nyo, yung picture natin dito, nakikita nyo from low to nagpapataas po. Depende po. Meron naman po dito isa. Yan. From the mid, sa gitna, pumataas po siya. Tapos biglang bumaba. Yan po yung example ng economic condition dito sa ating bansa. Ito po yung ibig sabihin ng condition kung economic condition. Kung ano kung okay pa po ba yung lumalago po ba yung ating economic, kung ito po ba ay tumataas o bumababa sa yung budget ng ating gobyerno. Next is, what is microeconomics? Okay, kasi ito po ay nakapaloob din doon sa fiscal policy natin kanina. Yung una po ay, ano po yung una kanina? Yung economic condition. And next is microeconomic. Ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng microeconomics? Microeconomics is a branch of economics that studies how an overall economy, the market, or other system that operate a large scale behaves. Microeconomics studies economy-wide phenomena such as inflation, price level, rate, economic growth, national income, gross domestic product, and changes in employment. Yung microeconomics po pala ay ito po yung nag-study kung paano po ba ang situation, kung paano po ba argued that economic recession are due to deficiency in consumption spending and business investment components of aggregate economic. Yung una na British economist na nag-argue sa economic recession due the deficiency of consumption. Siya po yung parang nagreklamo or siya po yung unang nag-italaga kung ano po ba ang problema sa economic ng isang bansa. Clear po ba, sir? Hello?
Proceed.
Okay. Keynes believed that governments could stabilize the business cycle and regulate economic output by adjusting spending and tax policies to make up for the shortfalls of the private sectors. Okay. Siya po yung nag-stabilize. Keynes po yung nag-stabilize ng business cycle kung paano po yung output na magaganap sa isang business para maihandog naman sa ating economy. Next is aggregate demand. Aggregate demand is an economic measurement of the total amount of demand for all finished goods and services produced and in a economy. Ito naman po, aggregate demand, ibig sabihin po nito ay yung sukat kung magkano po ba lahat o kung ilan lahat ng goods na natapos na na-produce ng ating ekonomiya. Aggregate demand po yung tawag doon. Ito pa po yung isa niyang meaning. Aggregate demand is expressed as the total amount of money exchange for those goods and services at specific price level and point in time. Aggregate demand po ay siya rin po yung nagtototal kung magkano po ba lahat ang na-exchange na goods sa labas o sa loob ng ating bansa. Ganun po. According to Keynesian economists, the private sector components of aggregate demand are too variable, too dependent on psychological and emotional factors to maintain sustained growth in economy. Okay, para po sa kay Keynesian, yung demand po na pumapasok dito sa ating bansa ay nakakaapekto po ng growth ng ating economy. Kaya po mahalaga para sa kanya yung aggregate demand. Kung nakikita nyo po, dito po yung sample picture. Yan. Next po. Ang ibig sabihin po ng yung kanina, to help stabilize the economy, the government should run large budget deficits during economic downturns and run budget surpluses when the economy is growing. These are known as expansionary or contractionary fiscal policy respectively. Ang ibig sabihin po ay kung yung economy ay yung economy po ay nag-grow at kailangan din po ng mas malaki na budget para po sa pag-grow ng ating economy. Ano po ba yung expansionary policy? Expansionary policy to illustrate how the government can use fiscal policy to affect the economy. Consider an economy that's experiencing a recession. The government might issue tax, stimulus, rebates that increase aggregate demand and fuel economic growth. Okay, ito po yung pag-expansion. Okay, expansion, ibig sabihin po expansionary policies, nag-illustrate po siya kung how government is nakaka-affect doon sa ating fiscal policy o sa ating economy. Consider an economy that experiencing a recession. Lalong-lalo na po sa mga economy na nakakaranas ng mga pagbaba o recession. Next is contractionary policy. It's when the government either cuts spending or raises taxes. It gets its name from the way it contracts the economy. It reduces the amount of money available for businesses and consumer to spend. Okay, dito naman po ay contractionary fiscal policy naman po ay dito po nai-include po yung mga consumers na gumagamit. Okay, kasi yung taxes ay galing po sa ating mga consumers. Kaya po ang sinasabi niya dito na it gets the name from the way it contracts the economy. It reduces the amount of money available for business and consume yung mga bilihin. Ganun din po kapag pinaliit yung tax ng government, ang ibig sabihin po nito ay yung consumer ay magiging yung money ng consumer ay mas maraming mabibili o mas mabuti para sa mga consumer kasi bumaba yung tax, ibig sabihin bababa rin yung mga price ng mga bilihin. Okay.
So where is Mr. Brian? Wala na siya? So okay naman yung report niya, no? Paki-inform na lang siya that I'll be asking questions na lang later, then isisend niya lang yung sagot niya sa group chat natin. Because the time check, it's already 11:42. So thank you so much, 1C. Please, anyone from 1C to submit the attendance. I will designate you Lastimosa na lang, Jason James Lastimosa. On behalf of the reporters today, kindly send us the attendance. Yung attendance ng mga classmate mo. So thank you so much. See you next meeting. Our next meeting will be on Monday. Okay? Goodbye, everyone. God bless. Keep safe, everybody.